What is up? Coach Emma here, and welcome back to the Fit Habit Life podcast, where we cut through the noise, talk real health and fitness, sustainable fat loss, and habits that actually work. And today on the podcast, I will be talking about a hack to crush cravings and keep your energy levels stable and just mitigate potential excessive fat gain during the holidays. So hopefully I'll come up with a better title when I drop the podcast. But that's the gist. Basically to improve your cravings and late night snacking tendencies. Oh man, it's been a long day already. And it's only noon. So anyway, thank you for listening. If you're new to the podcast, awesome. Welcome. If you've been listening for a while, I really appreciate it. And please rate the show. That just helps me get in front of more people, helps me help more people. If you're new and you like this episode, at the end, if you could rate the show, also super helpful. So anyway, let's dig in. Also, apologize about the tiredness. I've been leveraging more caffeine recently, and today I didn't. And I feel like I definitely notice it, having less. So I'm not really an energy drink drinker, but there's a brand called Ghost, and I know it's marketed to children, but it tastes really good. Okay. It tastes really good. They have flavors like orange cream and Swedish fish and Welch's grape, and they taste phenomenal. So again, pushing energy drinks too much, not good. I'll have one on top of a cup of coffee, so I'm not going crazy. I'm not having 2 to 3 of these a day, just to save myself. I am a health coach, so prioritize my health for the most part. But sometimes we all have our flaws. We're all flawed in a way. So anyway, sometimes I use too much caffeine, and I'm feeling that today. And I haven't worked out yet today, and usually that helps me in the mornings when I work out 8 or 9 a.m. I get a little bit of a boost of energy. So after this, I'm going to have to do my cardio today. Woohoo! I'm not in a fat loss phase. I'm in a maintenance phase, health phase, focusing on my health, maintaining my weight, getting strong, getting a healthy hormone profile, and cardio is great for that. So if I was in an active fat loss phase, I would not be doing cardio. Just for context, because I talk trash about cardio all the time, but I don't talk trash about it because it's not good or not good for you. I just notice that most people, when trying to lose body fat, they gravitate towards cardio. What they know, they buy running shoes, they start running, they hop on the cardio equipment at the gym. And really, that's not conducive to a better body composition if you're not prioritizing strength training, building muscle, getting strong in the gym. And so what I notice is people will just do cardio and not the strength training part. So anyway, what you're here to listen to today is how to crush cravings during the holidays, how to manage your tendency to overindulge, maybe snack, eat more than you should. And this secret hack is protein. Protein is the hack for crushing cravings and just in general mitigating overindulgences. Protein is really filling. It's the most satiating means filling, macronutrient. It keeps you full. It crushes cravings. It's a lot of effort for your body to process and break down. So it actually is all in all, less calories per gram because it takes a lot of effort for your body to break down. You don't want to push protein too high. That can cause inflammation. And your body prioritizing breaking down that protein and focusing more of its effort on that. And if you have too much protein, not enough carbs, your body will convert that protein to carbs in a process called gluconeogenesis, which is not productive for performance, optimal digestion, and other things. But anyway, protein is great. Protein is very filling. It's awesome for you. I've noticed now more than ever, people are more cognizant of protein. You can see that by the marketing. Go to a Costco, and in the snack section, how many things have the word protein on them on the label now? Probably like half of them. And maybe about a quarter of those are actually high in protein. So the world is learning about protein, which is awesome, but not all protein is created equally. If you're having some sort of processed protein all the time, it's not going to be as filling. I'm not saying don't use protein powder. I'm not saying don't use protein bars when you need them, because that's going to be better than probably what other option you'd snack on, like maybe chips or dip or cookies or whatever. Like protein bar is way better of those options, but again, not very filling. So, and it doesn't have necessarily the micronutrients that are linked to animal protein sources. So, anyway, protein is the key. So, how much protein should you be eating? Ideally, it's about 0.7 grams per pound of body weight, or 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. So, like, if let's say you're 250 and you're trying to get down to 150, we'd shoot for 150 grams of protein a day. And then, like, for example, for myself, I'm like about 170 pounds. I shoot for about 150 grams a day for context. My coach wants me to do less. I usually do more, and it's not because I'm not trying. I just love meat and protein sources. I used to eat way too much protein on a regular basis, like over 200 grams a day. And I was inflamed all the time, and my digestion wasn't great. Shocker. So, anyway, there is an upper limit. But in the context of crushing cravings, I'm just mitigating potential excessive weight gain during the holidays. I'd say most people, if you're focusing on getting your protein from whole foods, so meats, animal sources like dairy, eggs, even plant-based sources like tofu, beans, lentils, that sort of stuff, that's going to keep you very full and make it harder if you're listening to your body's cues to overindulge. It's going to keep your blood sugar level stable as well if you're having protein with each meal, which is going to mitigate potential blood sugar spikes and dips, which are what tends to cause cravings. Protein is also, well, I guess that's kind of the gist. It keeps your blood sugar level stable. Well, actually, it helps you. So, I've talked about protein in depth. I'm pretty sure. If I haven't, I thought I had, because I talk about it all the time with everybody. So maybe I haven't already. As you can tell, I don't have show notes for this episode. But anyway, protein, our body cannot produce protein or the amino acids that are in protein on its own. So our body needs protein every single day. And so if you're not getting enough protein, your body's going to pare down muscle tissue. Because your body doesn't have the amino acids it needs to repair and rebuild that muscle tissue that you've broken down when you've been exercising. So we need protein every day. And protein every day, not only does it, as I said, help blood sugar levels, help cravings, but it also helps you maintain muscle tissue, which keeps your metabolism functioning optimally, which is really important. And if you're not already strength training, you should be. And I've talked in depth about it. At least I think I have. Maybe I haven't. But I feel like I talk about strength training and protein like the most. But I guess I haven't necessarily had a topic episode on that in a while. So maybe I haven't. But go back and look through my shows. I'm sure there's one all about protein, all about strength training. But yeah, protein in general. And the strength training. If you're strength training, you're breaking down your muscle tissue, and then your body needs the protein to rebuild and repair. And if you're getting stronger, your metabolism you're building muscle, your metabolisms will be functioning better. A better metabolism means that one cookie is not just going to stick to your waist. It's going to give you that room to allow for some more indulgent meals. So, protein. Protein's super important. And then, like, I guess another thing that to pair with protein to really help with the craving side of things is to add fiber to that meal. Fiber is also very filling, very satiating. It helps slow down the digestive process, which keeps you fuller longer. And it also keeps those blood sugar levels stable as well because the digestive process is slowing down. And it's good for your gut health, for your digestion, for your brain health, for just all the things. So basically, magic combo to crush cravings, keep energy levels stable, protein and fiber together. And it's a happy couple. I just tapped the mic. Anyway, protein and fiber. And protein, as I said, meats, dairies, eggs. I'm not as big of a fan of plant-based protein sources because they don't have all the essential amino acids, but as long as you're pairing them with other plant-based sources, you should be good to go. So like rice is a plant-based protein source and so are beans, but separately, they don't have all the essential amino acids, but together they do. So that's an example. And then fiber, fruits and vegetables for the most part. Beans and legumes as well, so like lentils, beans, lentils, beans, peas, trying to think of other things that fit. Chia seeds, so nuts and seeds have fiber too. You do need to be mindful of the amount of nuts and seeds you're consuming because if you're worried about potential weight gain or overindulgences, nuts and seeds tend to be pretty high in fats. So that just means like a smaller portion size of nuts is going to have way more calories than a portion of fruit. So that's why I'm like tend to say, hey, just focus on like fruits and vegetables because those just tend to be less calorie dense. And right now, if you're prioritizing protein and fiber, front loading your day with a lot of that, and you're going out to eat or go to holiday celebration, that's going to set you up for success because then you'll have more calories to kind of play around with later in the day to account for those higher fat, higher calorie indulgent foods that you'll probably be consuming anyway. And so not just protein and fiber, but starting the day with a high protein, high fiber meal is the key too, because oftentimes, like what I've noticed with some clients is they're not super hungry when they wake up. This has been very common lately, which is why it's top of mind. So they'll skip breakfast, or maybe they have some bar or just a bunch of coffee or an energy drink or something. Then later in the day, they start to get hungry and they're just grazing, snacking throughout the day. And then they're starving by dinner time. And then at dinner, they eat like a massive 1,000+ calorie meal. And it's a constant spiral, and they're eating more calories than their body's burning at rest. They're not as mindful about the calories that they are eating. So, yeah. Anyway, so starting the day with protein and fiber is going to crush cravings, going to keep your energy levels stable, going to help you feel good, help you build muscle, and help you mitigate potential weight gain during the holidays, which, again, the holidays, you should enjoy them. You should be going out to eating with family members. You should be going to holiday parties. You should be enjoying the holidays, but being more mindful about the choices that you are making are going to lead to success in the long run. So, yeah. Hopefully this episode was helpful. And these are actually the things that I will be focusing on and coaching you through in the Maintain, Don't Gain, Thrive Through the Holidays challenge, accountability, consistency challenge. So it's not about weight loss. It's not about weight maintenance, it's really just about focusing on the habits and the routines and the structure to stay consistent through the holidays. And that will lead to the inevitable maintenance of your weight. Because oftentimes there's not a lot of structure during the holidays because there's a lot of things coming up. And so people just throw their routine and schedule and habits to the wayside. And that's when things go off the rails, usually, for most people, from what I've seen. So yes, that's the whole purpose of this challenge. And half the proceeds are donated to a nonprofit called Dahlia's Hope that helps sex trafficking survivors and survivors of sexual assault reintegrate into society and get the support that they need to do that. So like holistically. So it's not just like therapy, it's skills, mental health, maybe like work programs, activities too, like physical activities. So it's really holistic. Like it's like aftercare. It's really awesome. And you might think like, why is this in Utah? I live in Utah, if you don't know. But the big highway that runs through Utah runs from Mexico all the way up to Canada. It's called the 15. And so there's a lot of sex trafficking through that highway. So yeah, and I know that a lot of the founders of that specific nonprofit, which is why that I chose to support them, because I know that what they're doing actually works, and they're not using the nonprofit as a way to make money. They're like actually giving all of the money to the cause and to what they're doing to help these women. So yeah, and if you don't want to join the challenge but you'd like to learn more about Dahlia's Hope, still click that link, because I have a link to Dahlia's Hope that explains more about that on that link, so you can take a look at Dahlia's Hope if you'd like to support them, because I really do love what they're doing. I think it's really awesome, and they've got some awesome services. And yeah, so check that out, and hopefully this episode was helpful. If it was, please share the show, rate it, subscribe. It just helps me help more people. And hopefully I'll see you in the Maintain Don't Gain challenge. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.